Hello, everyone. Um, Welcome back to this short video on ITTOs, which equates to input, tools, techniques, and outputs. In today's presentation, we would just be concentrating on the integration management part of a project lifecycle, be it adaptive or predictive, where adaptive is more directed towards agile practices, scrum practices, and predictive is a very traditional way of doing projects, which equates to waterfall approach. So before we move into this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and go ahead. We also have a Telegram link which you can use. Um, Go ahead, join that link. A lot of people are there, a lot of members are there, and they're all very helpful. And last but not least, this session is brought to you by PMP Mad Easy. So if you're new to PMP, ITTOs means inputs, tools, and techniques, and outputs. Inputs are everything that you are using at the very start of a process group. Tools and techniques are any tools and techniques that you used during that process group, and outputs are the documents or reports that are created towards the end of that process group. And what we're going to talk about in this video are the most common ITTOs. But let me put a disclaimer here. They're not all the ITTOs. We would be talking about just the most important ones. The other thing that you need to remember is you need to remember the logic and remember the flow. Um, if you remember the logic of which inputs or which tools and techniques are used for certain process group, it just becomes easier for you to I won't use the word memorize, but to remember. Um, and like I said, understand more, memorize less. Once you know the logic, it just things starts becoming easier for you. So in this video, we're definitely not going to talk about each and every inputs, tools and techniques and outputs, but rather I will provide you with a list, the most shortest list you can make of the most important ITTO. So you don't have to go around on different websites, different reference materials to make notes of this. Um, the first thing that you need to understand here is this video is in no way substituting all the ITTOs that are used on the PMP exam. It just talks about the most common one. Of the most common one, I can pretty much say with a good amount of confidence that 80% of the questions would use these ITTOs. Um, th- this video would be helpful for anyone who who is planning to get more knowledge on ITTOs. Start here. If there was a place to start, start here. Because we're only going to talk about the most common and the most important ITTOs. It's only gonna be beneficial for you. These ITTOs are the most commonly asked ITTOs on the PMP exam. So while I talk about these ITTOs, what you just need to do is whenever there's a new screen, pause, and it's going to give you a list of ITTOs, and then do a search for yourself. There or you don't even have to do search. You know that these are the most common ITTOs, and you can start from there. You can start studying from there, and you don't need to make any notes of this. Treat this video as a notebook itself. You can go back and review these ITTOs, maybe at the very middle of your preparation or towards the end, whichever makes sense. Just don't make notes. Treat this video as a substitute to notes. You can even fast forward to the process group that you are you want to know more about. So you just fast forward to that process group and just watch that part of the video. So the first knowledge area in PMP is integration management, which is used for both predictive lifecycle projects and adaptive lifecycle projects. In just now in integration management, there are a few process group. This one is in the lifecycle phase of initiating lifecycle phase at the very beginning, where you are developing a project charter. So these are the key inputs, key tools and techniques, and key outputs of this particular process group. Again, I'm not going to be going into details of what each of these are. This video is more for you to have a place where all the most common and most important ITTOs are. You don't need to make notes of it. Treat this video as a notebook in itself. So these are the most common key inputs. Pause if you want to pause. Pause here, go, and you can read more about these on PMP book, and there are tons of references out there. But these are the most common and the most important ones that you need to remember. Um, Moving ahead to the planning phase, where the first process group is development project management plan. Again, not going to go into the key inputs and outputs. Pause here, do your own study, don't make notes, treat this as a note itself. The third is you moved into the executing part of a project, which direct and manage project work, excuse me, um, key inputs, key tools and techniques, and key outputs. Similarly, for at the same in the same executing phase, manage project knowledge. That's another process group which is important. These are the key inputs, key tools and techniques, and key outputs. Pause here, go ahead and start reviewing those. Moving ahead into the fourth life cycle phase of a project, which is monitoring and control. Um, you are performing integrated change control, which actually I mean, if I have to talk about a bit of about this group, is when it's a stage where any decision on change on a project, you're dealing with that. So you would probably see a lot of change related inputs, tools and techniques, and outputs on this project, on this phase. And the same monitor and control project work, same phase. It's in the same phase, monitoring and control. Um, and you're just monitoring and controlling project work using various amount of different analysis, um, inputs and outputs. And lastly is the closing of a project, which actually is an integration management. um, these are the key inputs that you need, the key tools and techniques that are used in that process or at that time, and obviously the key outputs. So yeah, I mean, just stop here and start from here. That's the entire purpose of this video. So all in all, this was a very short video which was talking about the most important, the most commonly used ITTOs. Just start from here. Again, you don't need to start memorizing all the ITTOs. Start here, start remembering the logic, remembering the flow, and you would be able to um, ace your exam. Lastly, take this video as a notepad for ITTOs, where you can, at the very end of when you're done with your preparation, you need to just review it. Take this as a review slide, and yeah, just review those at the very end of your preparation. Again, I would like to ask you to please and request you to please subscribe to the YouTube channel. This really encourages us to make more new content and help the PMP exam taker. For now. And that's it for now. Thank you so much and have a good day. Bye bye.